NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. A short time ago, a scene that never fails to stir up the folks here in Charlotte. Cam Newton strutting his way onto the field. His guys are fired up as they get set to go toe-to-toe with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And, Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Big, highly competitive pocket passer, can scan the field and make every throw that you're looking for. Also one of those players that people love to have on the squad in terms of leadership. As he goes, his team will follow.
And they'll go on the ground. That's going to go as a loud.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Jameis on second down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Stop made there by Julius Peppers.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football.
The Panthers come up now 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He'll buy some time right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Brent Grimes, the former Pro Bowler, there on the coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'd open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. On 4th down, Newton. Smith catches left side. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Newton. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. Way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. They snap it to Newton. The open man is Smith. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Defensively, they better figure something out. Opening drive, he already has 4 catches.
And if you have to figure out how to stop him defensively, that usually means you weaken your defense. That means that now the offense is doing the dictating, and they should have other things open up as well.
Throw left side complete. It's Smith. Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton, corner lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7. And Cam able to take it himself in for the score. Gano out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach, because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Jameis to throw it. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and now it's 2nd down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight. You just don't force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready? Black 22.
From the gun, Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ross Cockrell.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Newton now to throw. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And a first carry here for Charles Sims. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Winston. This is caught by Jackson. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3 and out. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. O.J. Howard from 3 yards out. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Kendall Beckwith in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On 2nd down, here's Newton. A second nice move. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 36 yards.
defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And this one complete right side to Funchess. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to bury him for a loss of 11. 3rd and long, it's Newton. And pressure gets to him again. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Adam Humphries deep to return. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Second down, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. First down, Winston. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Newton. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Torrey Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that makes the score 14-7. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Gano out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. So it's halftime here. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself.
And a big one. is here as he's taken down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton, they'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there of 22.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on the line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Working out of the gun. Winston. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. In for the score. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And that score and the point after will knock this ball game up.
And when you're playing from behind, all you want to do is get back to even and, in a sense, start over again. That's exactly what they were able to accomplish.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And we are tied at 14. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. They'll roll him out right. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They start the drive with Anderson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least two. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for loss.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. They will go for it. Now Newton. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And that's caught by Smith. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. On 1st and 10, Newton. Smith catches left side. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter. And we're back now in Charlotte. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Now a first down throw for Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Here's Newton. He's going to go deep for Funchess. And that's going to be caught by Funchess for a Carolina touchdown. Devin Funchess, 38 yards. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Jameis to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Jackson. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. Winston to his big play receiver, Jackson. 46 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. Mike Evans from 10 yards out. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now we get a look at Torrey Smith as he comes back out onto the field. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that because...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They give him a gain of 38.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Mario Addison in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sims. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, and tick.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Ready? Ready?
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. One last throw here for Newton. Now a desperation throw, deep depth. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by